What's up, y'all? Oh yeah. Get these settings right. It looks like it's running. It's trying to rain all day. It's been trying to rain, y'all. All day. It's been looking like it wanna rain. It's a little bit breezy. Kind of between what I've been calling March weather and actual May weather. Like it's warm enough that you don't have to wear a windbreaker. But if you want to put on a long sleeve shirt or something, you're fine. You'll be comfortable with a t-shirt underneath, It's that kind of weather because it's just gray sky and the clouds are slowly moving, which they're gathering in some places, get darker in other places. So I think it's gonna rain, and it ain't in the forecast, but that's all it is, just a forecast. That doesn't mean it's gonna be that way. It's just an idea of what it might end up being. Orders been coming kind of slow today, but I'm getting them. I'm getting them. So can't complain. Can't complain. What's happening? One in the building. How you doing? If you're part of the monetization nation, meaning one of my subscribers, you already hit that subscribe button. You can hit the chat. You can chop it up with yours truly. You know what I'm saying? Say something only if you're with us. Instead, I'm dealing with the ones who with us, baby. You're riding out with us. We can conversate. You got to earn the right to speak on my platform. You know what I'm saying? You got to put in the work just like I'm putting in the work. Ain't that the way it should be? Absolutely it is. I know that ain't how it is on most people's site. They just let everybody come in and yap it up. I don't do that. You got to earn the right to talk on my platform. You know what I mean? We do a lot of work as YouTubers. For us to get out here every day like I do and share pieces of our life and our journey and make the world a better place, hey, we need people who support. Like whoever just put that thumbs up. Thank you so much. I always say every time I go live, man, if I get one and they steady and they stay there and they watching, that's who I do it for. That's who I do it for. Y'all know that little famous audio from Speed, I Show Speed, where he says, "I had one follower, and that one follower made me want to just keep going." I love that quote. Everybody else obviously loves it because they use it. That thing gets used big time. I didn't know who it was for the longest until I saw that came from his interview with Shannon Sharp. I said, "Oh, that's what that was. That's what that was." It was his interview with Shannon Sharp. He said that. And a lot of people kept using that little sound bite. But it's real talk. It's a real reality of it. It's like it's all about the one. The one adds with another one, you get a two, you get another one, you get a three. It just keeps going. And you get to 3,300 plus. That's my monetization nation. That's my people. That's the people who don't subscribe. That's the people who support. 3,300 plus. Got to keep saying the plus. Because every day it goes up. Every day we get more subscribers. Every day we one step closer to the promised land of what this is supposed to be. I keep telling y'all, ONYXCON gonna be doing some major things. We already doing them, but I'm talking about it gets better. All we need is a budget. All we need is AdSense. We need a budget. We need to get monetized. Get a budget. I keep saying I'm gonna do a ceremony when I retire. I'm gonna retire these things like a jersey. These orange safety pins, I'm gonna retire this thing like a jersey. You hear me? Because we won't have to do all them little side gigs no more. That'll be over with. It'll be all about this. It will only be about this. Not only, but yeah, mostly. Mostly. You feel me? Man, I'm trying not to feel sleepy like that. It's the rain. Whenever it's cloudy like this, it just, I don't know about you, but this weather makes me feel sleepy even if I ain't sleepy. It just makes you feel like just go get cozy in the sheets with your lady, you know what I mean? And this that kind of weather today. But that don't pay the bills. You gotta get up here, you gotta get out here and work for this Monet and all the other stuff you gotta deal with. And then don't worry about the ladies, they come around, you know what I mean? They come around. Speaking of the ladies, boy, I tell y'all, thank goodness for modern day technology. That's the number one thing I can say, man. It gives you options. So when the local yokels just remind you how yokel and local they are and how ridiculously absent-minded the majority can be and not really following up and flaky as ever. You can meet somebody on the whole other side of the world, whole other side of the globe, and start planning for, a real friendship, kinship, who knows what, you know? There's a lot of possibilities out here. That's all I'm trying to tell y'all. That's all I'm trying to tell you. Yeah, it's expensive. Yeah, call the hell, it's expensive. It's more, to me, it's more expensive when you're wasting time with local yokels that don't respect and understand the value of what you bring to the table. So I love the international connection. Absolutely adore it. All about it. You want to you got to keep your lines in the water. You got to go fishing internationally, man. Don't be in them small streams. Get out there in that ocean. Remember how big this globe is. Don't get stuck. Don't get stuck, and don't think that everything's gonna be perfect when you get out there in the ocean. It's just, I always tell everybody, talk that stuff. It's like I compare it to fishing itself because I'm a fisherman. And it's like, as an angler, like I tell people quick, I say, yeah, my favorite. You ask me what my favorite type of water is? Brackish and salt water. I mean, anything with that salt in it. And then why? Because possibilities are just so open to possibility. You got so many fish. There's when you catch what would be considered the bait. You know what I'm saying? Like you could go fishing in the ocean with what would be considered a nice table fare in freshwater. Oh, I got this nice, 2 pound bass. That's nice. That's cute. But what about this tuna? This 50-pound tuna, baby. What? Personally, give me the tuna experience. Not because I don't like the bass experience. I've had the bass experience. It's cool. It's nice. But it's average as hell, to be honest. When you're from the South like me, it's just average. Some people, that's all they want. They don't never want it. They don't never want a tuna experience. They want to catch bass for the rest of their life, and that's all they need. That's fine. If that's you, do you. I like variety. I like the unpredictable. I like the, oh snap, I never thought I'd be looking at this eye to eye. I caught a what? Wow. A mahi-mahi, a barracuda, a what? A tuna, a what? I'm about that. I'm about that. And I still want to catch the bass. Ain't nothing wrong with catching the bass. That's training. That's sparring. But the match, the heavyweight match, that's the ocean, baby. That's the ocean. Please believe it. Don't let nobody lie to you about just because they, mad because it's expensive, it's costly, but it's just as costly. You gotta put it in your mind. The amount of equipment you're gonna lose, even fishing freshwater and stuff. I mean, you add it up. I'm not saying it's not more expensive to go in the ocean, but I'm saying the experience is more enriching to me. It's got to be what I'm talking about. You can't. It wouldn't even work for some people. They gotta have that mindset that like, oh, I get it, because I'm already an ocean-minded person. If you're only a pond-minded person, see, I'm all. I can fish in the pond, the river, the lake, but I'm just saying my preference. All right, let's go, y'all. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Man, it's looking playing with us. But yeah, like I was saying, y'all, talk about this comparison, fishing and stuff. right, all right. So, you know, and I was thinking how some lakes and some rivers have fish that are comparable to some of the monster fish, really strong fish situation you can get out of the ocean. But at the end of the day, nothing, and I mean nothing compares to the ocean. I mean, that's where the biggest fish in the world are. You know, there's freaking whales in the ocean. I don't want a whale, but I'm just saying the fact it can accommodate a whale, you know. So, like, to me, the ultimate level is the ocean. And then after that, rivers, I mean, well, you could say brackish water, rivers, and some lakes. Because you got lakes like, I want to fish the Great Lakes. You know, that's like being in the ocean. And then they got pike, which I've never caught a northern pike or muskellunge or any of those. I've caught the southern pike, which is the smallest of all in the Esox family. That's pike. You feel? And they're fun. I mean, that's one of my favorite local fishes. I mean, it's hard to find them, at least where I be mostly. They're here. I've caught about 3 or 4 in my life so far. Every time it was fun, but I want to catch more, so I got to go where there's bigger stuff. Or if I want to catch even more of those, I got to go where they at. You know what I mean? So again, it gets back to the sacrifice of travel, and I love travel. So it's not travel. It's not a sacrifice I don't want to do anyway. I want to travel. I want to travel as much as I possibly can. I want to travel all the time, domestically and internationally. And that's the kind of content this channel will be. The more of y'all support it, and we're gonna get to a point where, you know, as I learned, because I do a lot of talking with ChatGPT as my secretary, because this is super insightful when you hit the right notes. You just got to hit the right notes and ask the right question. You can get some really deep therapy level combination. I'll be like, damn, did you just say what I said? What did you, what? Like, have y'all watched that one I just posted last night? Just on a side note, about what is your body count? You see the video that it's like the last video I posted, and I'm talking about, you know, people talking about how much they done had sex and all that, you know, body count conversation. This is a grown folk conversation, by the way. Put the kids to bed, you know what I mean? Always. Whenever I'm live, it ain't this ain't the young folks conversation. This is grown folk. And I asked it about, you know, what the real stats are for the average person in America during their sexual health years of your best, you know, your youngest years to your oldest years of being able on average. What's the usual number for the average person? And it was so funny to hear that for men, the max was like 7 or 8. I was like, somebody lying. For all these dudes talking all this ish, all these entertainers, and they might be the exception, okay, because of the attention they get. But even still, like when you hear the real numbers, you're like, these some lying mofos, right? So yeah, y'all gotta watch that on your own. Watch it on your own time. You will get a laugh, but you'll also get educated. And then I tied that in with travel and, you know, the risk and consideration involved in that. Okay, when you're out here seeking relationships and whatnot, nothing wrong with it. Just be understanding what you're dealing with. Because I picked up and I specifically chose some of the most popular places everybody on YouTube be talking about all the time. Right? I put those countries up there for examples, and it was amazing the results I got. Absolutely amazing. I was like, wow. Some of this stuff I knew, but there was so much stuff I just wouldn't have thought that, or I didn't think that place would have had those numbers versus this other place. Crazy. Okay. You know, for all my travelers, check that video out. You need to look at that. You need to absorb that. I'm telling you. It's already here. It's posted. It's been waiting on you since last night. I made it last night. I put it up last night. It's there for you. Get to it. Get to it. Trust me. It's heavy. Heavy lifting. No shallow water over there. It's gonna wake you up to some things. I got down to, like, you know, the reality of the different generations. Like, you know, my generation, Generation X, Generation Y, Z, fat. But yeah, y'all. Yeah, y'all. You know, and the only reason you gonna know that you have a preference or greatest appreciation for a certain type of water with fishing or with anything in life, is you got to try it, right? You got to get out there. You got to make the sacrifices it takes to afford that level of a journey. And respect first, then power, then money. You'll be amazed the things you're privy to that the richest people in the world will never see because they don't have the right attitude and the right respect for the land, the water, the species, the people. You gotta be about that. If you got that in you, you can get to some water that ain't nobody gonna ever see and see some things and have some experiences nobody's ever gonna have. And that's with everything in life. That's just a metaphor for everything in life. And it's hard for most people to get this because they're on that money, power, respect code, which is bullshit. They got it flipped. They got it flipped the wrong way. Respect first, then power, then money. There's no way around it. And you can't tell most people that. They be like, "What you talking about? Money ruled the world?" No, money never ruled the world. Money was created. Money created. Money systems have been created. If that were true, then I can take uh, literally take my U.S. dollar, not exchanging it, not exchanging it, just literally walk around the world with U.S. dollar bills and try to pay for stuff. People gonna be like, "Fuck is that shit? You ain't got, you ain't got," because now some people will take it because they know how to exchange it. They ain't gonna care. But the average person somewhere dealing with the local system, they gonna be like, "Man, you better go get some pesos. You better go get whatever we need. I don't want your stuff. Like, I need what I gotta deal with here." So it traps you into systems. Money is not universal. Respect is. Take a minute. Think about that. Respect is universal. A buddy of mine told me one time, we was talking about fishing, and I just met this brother more or less. And the guy I met on set, who is long in the biz, without getting all into the whole story, I'll just say he's well connected to The Rock and other folks in that Samoan part of his family, because he's part Samoan. And he was talking about Hawaii. Let me say it right, the way they say it. Hawaii, and a part of Maui that he said most tourists never see it. He said we used to do, he said the family, they used to do tours for fishing off of it, but they got tired of dealing with the arrogance of people, especially Americans. I was like, I wonder why. And I wonder who these people were, this clientele. You know, they would have these affordable trips considering, what you're getting out of it, because it's like this very unknown area where some of the biggest mahi-mahi in the world are. And like, this guy is huge. He's a big guy. And he was saying, "Man, I've caught fish as long and damn near as wide as me." I'm like, this brother was like, I'm like 6'2". This brother was like 6'5", 300 pounds. You know what I mean? But I said, "Damn, they like that?" He said, "Yeah, yeah." He's like, "But we don't take nobody out there no more. Only family. Because you get out there and people start talking crazy or they start whining because they're not catching the mahi-mahi. And it's like, yo, there's all these other fish too. I mean, yeah, we here for them, but we here for the whole experience, man." And they just don't get it. They just all in their mind like, "I spent my money, my money." I said, "Oh, shit. There you go." He said, "Yeah, man. So we leave their ass on the shore. We don't even fuck with them no more." I said, "Real talk." He said, "But yo, if you ever get down there, man, you welcome, my brother." That's the fuck I'm talking about. Because I got cool with him like that. Because we talking about some real shit. I'm telling him about fish that he ain't never heard of. He telling me about fish I ain't never heard of. That's the code, people. Not my money, my money. Fuck your money. Money ain't gonna take you everywhere. You can hear me or listen to me. Hear me now or listen to me later. Money can do a lot of things, but only with those who are completely trapped into the mindset of the systems that created money. I just said, you can't take your money everywhere and literally do everything. You cannot. You will not. People, you get in the right neighborhood, they're gonna be like, "Man, you better go get some whatever we use. That shit don't work here. I don't give a damn that you are from America. They don't give a damn." You're like, "You better go exchange that because I can't use that." And you making my day harder because now I gotta go exchange that. Then I gotta go do this, and then I finally get what I need when you supposed to have been paying. No, that's not it. That's not it. The code is respect first. Respect first. It opens doors that money never will. Know that.